Hey guys, it's Kai. From a golden mask to a temple hidden in a pyramid, here are 10 amazing recent archaeological discoveries. Number 10, the oldest intact shipwreck. Scientists have found a Greek merchant ship that for more than 2,400 years was just lying on its side near the Bulgarian coast. The 23-meter or 75-foot long shipwreck discovered in the Black Sea by an Anglo-Bulgarian team has been officially recognized as the oldest intact shipwreck in the world. Researchers were astonished to find that the merchant ship looked a lot like the ships that decorated the ancient Greek wine vases. The rudder, rowing benches, and even the contents of its hold were amazingly still in great condition. A ship from ancient times that survived the test of times almost intact, located beneath more than 2 kilometers of water, is something that was never considered possible. Scientists believe that this will change our understanding of shipbuilding and navigation in the ancient world. The ship is thought to have been a merchant ship of a type that researchers had only seen before on ancient pottery, like for example, the siren vase that is currently situated in the British Museum. The team that found the well-preserved wreck left the ship where it was, but took a small piece. The piece was later carbon dated by the University of Southampton. The results confirmed that it was the most intact ancient vessel ever known to mankind. Number 9, the gilded mummy mask. The discovery of this mask was an exciting endeavor for science. To date, very few precious metal masks have been preserved because of the tombs of most dignitaries of ancient Egypt were looted in ancient times. The mask was found on the face of a mummy that had been placed in a wooden ark found in a very damaged state. The coffin was plastered and painted once with the image of the goddess Nuth, and still included the name and title of its owner. Scientists deciphered the writings and found that it belonged to a second priest of the goddess Mut and the priest of the goddess Nuitches, the serpent form of the goddess Mut. That person lived in the 26th dynasty. The discovery of a preserved artifact like this one is astonishing due to the fact that the ancient Egyptian burial masks of gold and silver are extremely rare finds. The only known similar examples were 2 others, and they were found in private burial chambers. And the most recent discovery was in 1939. Even in royal tombs, archaeologists have found very few face masks of precious metals. Most of these masks were taken from robbers a long time ago and probably melted for their precious metals. Number 8, new Nazca lines. Thanks to the latest advances in space archaeology and aerial drone studies, archaeologists have discovered 50 new examples of the Nazca and Paracas lines in Peru. Some of the discovered lines date back to the Nazca cultures and provide decisive insight into the late cultures. The newly discovered geoglyphs are thought to have been made between 100 BC and 300 AD. These huge designs are believed to have been created as a message to the gods or possibly astronomical reasons. The recently discovered designs include a bird, humanoids, 2-headed snakes, fish, killer whale, and even a cat. Scientists say that these figures were created by removing the black stones that cover the ground and exposing the white sand below. Experts believe that some of the largest engravings, often in the form of animals, have been used as ritual sites. This may have included the destruction of pottery as part of a mysterious ancient ceremony. Many of the smaller designs were located along the roads, which may indicate engravings used as signs for giving directions to the ancient people. They may even have directed passengers to larger sites for ritual events. And now for number 7. But first, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on more videos like these. Number 7, painted tomb in CUMAE. Twice as big as Pompeii, the ancient city of CUMAE is situated 25 kilometers west of Naples in the Campi Flegrei Archaeological Park. Ancient historians regarded CUMAE as the oldest Greek settlement in the Western world. Founded in the second half of the 8th century BC by the Euboean Greeks, the settlement grew rapidly and flourished. At the foot of a hill where the ancient city of CUMAE is located, researchers were examining a necropolis from the Roman era and found something amazing. It was a painted tomb dating from the 2nd century BC. It was discovered in excellent condition, and the wall painting depicted a banquet of some kind, fixed by pigments. Continuing their search, they have also discovered a series of vaulted burial chambers made of tuff, a volcanic stone that is commonly found in the area. Archaeologists entered the tomb through a door that was sealed with a large stone block. The interior space consisted of a chamber with 3 arches and funeral beds. The tombs were pillaged in the 19th century, but the remains and traces of funerary furniture used by archaeologists for carbon dating determined that it dated way back to the 2nd century BC. The complexity and the beauty of the find was a definite sign of a high social status of the people that the place was prepared for. Number 6. A temple inside an Aztec pyramid. Archaeologists scanning a Mexican pyramid that was damaged by an earthquake have found an ancient temple inside. A 7.1 magnitude earthquake that hit Mexico almost a year ago has caused significant damage to the historic sites in the country, including the Teopanzolco pyramid in southern Morelos. The earthquake also revealed a temple located inside the large pyramid that dates back to the year 1150 and belonged to the culture Tlahuique, one of the Aztec people living in Mexico. Among the remains of the temple, measuring 6 meters by 4 meters, archaeologists have discovered incense burner and ceramic vessels. The discovery was made when scientists at the National Institute of Anthropology and History of Mexico used radar to check for structural damage to the pyramid. It is believed that the main structures of the site date back to the 13th century, which means that the newly opened temple would precede them when you compare them both on a timeline. Scientists say that it was not uncommon for people to upgrade older structures in a manner such as this one. Number 5. Bread predating agriculture by 4,000 years. At an archaeological site in northeastern Jordan, researchers discover charred remains of a flatbread baked by hunter-gatherers 14,000 years ago. This is the oldest direct proof of bread found so far before the arrival of agriculture for at least 4,000 years. The findings suggest that the production of wild cereal bread may have encouraged hunter-gatherers to grow cereals and therefore contributed to the agricultural revolution in the Neolithic period. Hunter-gatherers are of particular interest to scientists because they have undergone a transitional period as people become more sedentary and their diet began to change. The flint sickle blades, as well as the rock tools found at the Levant Nouveau sites, have long led archaeologists to suspect that humans have begun to exploit the plants differently and perhaps more effectively. But the flatbread found is the earliest evidence of bread making recovered so far, and shows that heat treatment for food was invented before the cultivation of plants. Number 4. A rare German U-boat. Jutland Naval Vessels Museum in Denmark has announced the discovery of an almost intact U-3523 German submarine, the most high-tech submarine that they had at the time. In April 2018, the museum discovered the remains sunk by death bombs in Skagerrak by British B-24 Liberator aircraft on May 6, 1945. The discovery team concluded that at the time of the sinking, the submarine was not on patrol, but probably on the run. The U-3523 was one of the new and highly advanced Type 21 submarines that could have revolutionized submarine operations if enough of them were complete in time. 118 have been made, only 2 have entered active service, but none of them ever saw any kind of action. After September 2, 1945, there were many rumors of scientists and big political figures escaping in submarines and taking gold and valuables to safety in the U-3523 type of vessels. The Type 21 was the first true submarine to sail for a long time, and the U-3523 had a range that would allow it to move non-stop to South America. No one knows if this was the destination of the submarine, and no one knows whether the submarine had valuables or passengers on board except for its crew. And for now, the cargo remains a mystery. Who knows what technology will bring us in the upcoming years? Someone might come up with something that allows us to gather even more information and solve the mystery once and for all. Number 3. 1,000-year-old sword in a lake. A young girl named Saga Van Keck found something amazing by total accident. She stepped on an old piece of rusty metal while playing on Virestad Lake. Experts from a museum estimated that the sword she found was at least 1,000 years old and could even be dated to the 5th or 6th century AD. The incredible find predating the Viking Age by hundreds of years. How did this artifact end up in a lake? Who did it belong to? Give your suggestions in the comments below. Number 2. Cuneiform tablets reveal a location of an ancient city. In an exciting discovery, archaeologists have discovered the location of the lost royal city of Mardana. The ancient Hurrian had been buried for thousands of years until archaeologists discovered the remains of a city in the eastern Tigris in Iraq. The ruins had remained unidentified for 5 years, but the recent discovery of a treasure trove of ancient cuneiform tablets allowed experts to identify the site as the once powerful city. Archaeologists have made the rare discovery near the city of Baseti. The team determined its location based on the newly discovered cuneiform tablets dating around 1250 BC. A total of 92 tablets hidden in ceramic vessels were found in the remains of the palace. The clay tablets were taken and the complex cuneiform writings were deciphered. While the texts were being translated, a reference to Mardaman, which is the Assyrian word for martyrdom, was found. The finding is very important as it not only shows the location of a city that has been lost for thousands of years, but also offers interesting insights into the era. Number 1. Oldest known drawing in the world. The first evidence of a human-made drawing was found in Bloembosch Cave in the Southern Cape in South Africa. The drawing, consisting of 3 shaded lines crossed with 6 separate lines, was deliberately drawn on smooth silicic rock about 73,000 years ago. This predates drawings from Africa, Europe, and Southeast Asia by at least 30,000 years. The find shows that the first Homo sapiens in the Southern Cape used different techniques to create similar characters in different environments. This observation supports the hypothesis that these characters are symbolic in nature and an inherent aspect of the behaviorally modern world of these African Homo sapiens, the ancestors of all us modern humans. Thanks for watching! Which of these discoveries do you believe are most significant and why? I thought the intact shipwreck was pretty cool. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye!